Year 11, here we are back with the second video here for our second topic, and we are looking at speed, distance and time today. Now, previous video we looked at blood alcohol content, and frankly what we did there is not really carrying forward into this video. You'll notice we've skipped 1202 for the time being. We'll do that towards the end. These four exercises in this unit are largely independent, being linked by the theme of driving safely, but not necessarily by the skills that are utilised in each of the exercises. Now, speed, distance and time, hopefully you've dealt with a little bit before. It is this relationship that sometimes people like to remember it with a triangle like this. Perhaps you've seen this before, right, where we put a distance up the top, speed and time down here, and we say that to calculate distance, right, I cover that up. How do I do this on my video? I cover up the distance and I get speed times time. To calculate speed, it's distance over time, or distance divided by time. To calculate time, distance over speed, or distance divided by speed. Now, if you've learnt that before, or if you've just seen it for the first time now, you're very welcome to use that as a memory aid. I tend to think, though, that we know our units of speed are kilometres per hour. They're the familiar ones. That means the number of kilometres divided by the number of hours. That sort of gets us started. If you ever forget, you can work it around from there. Now, we'll jump into an example here. We have Maurice again. He is driving from Maitland to Caloundra. It's about 870 kilometres. He's left home at 7 a.m. and he arrives at 5:25 p.m. What was his average speed? Now, speed is distance divided by time. My distance, that's fine, is 870 kilometres. I see that well enough. My time, I've got a little bit of work to do here. Right, 7 a.m. to 5:25 p.m., presumably the same day, means I have, and this is how I think it through, 5 hours until midday from here, and then another 5 hours 25 minutes after that. So I might just say distance equals 870 kilometres. My time, oops, I should use capitals, I think, is to be consistent here. Oops, distance. My time equals 10 hours 25 minutes. I'm going to have to do something with that too. We'll get back to it later. Now, my speed equals, I don't have to write the formula, I'm just going to put my substitutions in, equals 870 over 10 hours 25 minutes. Right, no, it's not a great deal of room here, but it should be right. Speed equals my average speed. Okay, calculator, where are you? There we are, still with the answer from the last video. And I want to do 870 over, or I'm going to say divided by, now watch this, 10, see this DMS button? Usually we use it for degrees, minutes, seconds, but given that degrees, minutes, seconds is represented in a very similar way to hours, minutes, seconds, we can do the same thing. So I'm going to say 1025. Don't forget to press it a second time here. Don't worry that it says another little degree there. It doesn't show the apostrophes there. Right, we'll press equals there. Now, that answer doesn't seem to make sense, but I need to press the DMS again, and that gives me 83.52 kilometres per hour. 0.52 kilometres per hour, which is not too bad for long distance highway driving. It's always much less than the sort of maximum 100, 110. You never really get close to that in reality. Anyway, next part, how far could he travel at this speed in 35 minutes? So how far means I'm trying to work out the distance. I have the speed, I've calculated that, and my time is 35 minutes. So my distance equals speed times time is 83.52 times, now 35 minutes. This is kilometres per hour. I have to use consistent units. I'm happy to get my answer in kilometres. I really need 35 in hours. I'm going to do a different way here. I'm not going to use my DMS button. I'm going to say 35 over 60. Okay, as a fraction this time. Now, you can use either of those things, a mixture of those things. Sometimes it's fairly obvious and you can convert it to a decimal if it's 15 minutes or 30 minutes or something like that. But this time I'm going to use that fraction there. So I have 83.52 multiplied by, here we go, a fraction, 35 over 60. Now, a little bit of common sense here tells me that it's going to be about somewhere between 40 and 50, I guess. 48.72 kilometres. That is how far we could travel in 35 minutes at that speed. Seems pretty sensible. Okay, now one more before we're finished. How long in hours and minutes would it take to drive 1,027 kilometres at this speed? Now my time, right, my time is equal to my distance divided by speed. My time then is my distance, 1,027 divided by 83.52 equals, whoa, that's not what I wanted to happen. Here we go, back to the calculator. Thank you, calculator. I want 1,027 divided by 83.52, right, and there we go with a decimal. But DMS, how good is that? 12 hours 17 minutes 47 seconds. Do I round that up or down? I'm going to round that up. 47 seconds is getting closer to the 18-minute mark than the 17. So I'm going to say it's 12 hours 17 minutes. Oh no, not 17, 18 minutes. I'm going to say nearest minute. A bit of a caveat there at the end. Nearest minute. And there we are. Done. Hope that makes sense. If you've got any questions, please try to remember them and ask me in class. See you there.